who can simulate the read option, then you really need that in practice when you play the quarterbacks who have it.
I used to be an option quarterback in college, at the Northern Michigan University.
Yes.
When I was coaching, I used to run the option against our defense. That was not very smart, was it?
No.
As a coach. No.
You could have gotten away with that, though, if you had an offensive line like these guys have.
Oh, my God. This offensive line is the best in the league, and they have 3 Pro Bowlers coming back, plus their veteran and Doug Free. But if there's any competition, there is at left guard with Ronald Leary, who's a pretty darn good player, and he's still a young guy, 24 years old. And the guy they stole, right? Lale Collins from LSU signed him as an undrafted rookie free agent. Should have been a first-round pick, and all of a sudden you add him to the mix. So I'm anxious to watch that competition today.
Yeah, and it's interesting with Collins because he was a tackle primarily at LSU, and they just think that some of his skill set is more attuned to playing guard in the pros, and that's why he has worked almost exclusively throughout the spring and in the week they've been here in Oxnard at the guard position. He's worked with both guards. He's taken a few snaps.
Chance to get a veteran's day. When I coached the Niners, it wasn't just the quarterback, Steve Young, that was on a pitch count. It was the veteran guys, the 30-plus-year-old kind of guys. Hey, Doug Free might get a day off because he's a little bit older. Or some of these guys that you want to keep fresh, and look at the guy that's pushing him, that will be the starter, that will be in the rotation at some point. So these are the dog days of training camp that provide time to do all that evaluation.
I'd like to stay with this offensive line for just a second. We'll see some live team action later, but you have to either be a coach or someone who's around it a long time to be interested in who's the backup offensive lineman. But they had a guy in Jeremy Parnell last year who started 7 games. He was a big part of the success of their offensive line. He got big money from Jacksonville. They have a substitute swing tackle now at number 75, Darian Weems from Oregon, has been around a couple of years, and he has made a jump. As soon as Parnell left, it looked like
we're good, guys.
For Weems, and he is a guy that every time they line up in team or in a pass rush drill, I'm watching number 75.
Yeah, you're watching these guys in the trenches, aren't you?
Yeah, I love
like that. I do too. And when you look at the defensive line, which is a huge improvement over last year, they're doing some pass rush drills over here right now with Rod Marinelli. And you look at this offensive line, man, when they go past
only Dallas is good enough to attract those type of haters.
It needs to be very competitive because their big guys here in Dallas are very good.
Always been my favorite drill, that pass rush drill, and there is something about the improvement in Tyrone Crawford, the improvement in DeMarcus Lawrence, 2 young guys, and you stick Greg Hardy in there, and now
no problem. Sorry about that.
I didn't even mention Randy Gregory. It's a different looking bunch in the defense.
I had Randy Gregory as one of my game changers for the NFL Network. I got to know him out of Nebraska, and that guy's going to be special. Now, he dropped in the draft, should have been a first rounder, had some issues to concern yourself with. But he's going to add to that group because he can bring it when he starts rushing the passer. This is going to be fun to watch his practice, Brad.
Yeah, it really has been an outstanding first week. And Steve's right. This is going to be a great practice to watch, and we've got a lot more of it coming up.
All right, he's gone.
On the NFL Network.
Marcus is gone.
Also ahead, the Lions have 1 playoff win since 1957. How will that change?
Yeah, y'all just let me know who to boo.
And they are dressed for success.
Calvin Johnson, appreciate you joining me, Golden Tate. Hey, before we get into it, I need the camera to pan down to these shoes because I'm a sneaker guy. Everybody's wearing Calvin Johnsons right now. Is that crazy that he got his own shoes? Am I the only one still tripping about that? Who you telling? I'm 34 and I still want to be like him.
O'Hara and TD are wearing the same shoes, by the way, just to let you know.
Right.
And we're back out to Oxnard, California for more live.
All right, there we go.
Dallas Cowboys. It's coming away next.
Thanks, guys.
The dramatically transformed 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander.
Thanks. Mr. Lewis, our offensive line is going to be the key for us for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Us building on the offensive defensive line. That was the best thing that the organization could have done for us fans, especially after years of crap. Josh Ahmed, Shango, out of all the division rivals, which rival do you hate the most? Mine are the Eagles. I just had that conversation with one of my best friends from college, because his are the Giants. The Giants never bother me, really. You know, I don't have much hate for the Giants. The Redskins I can't stand. And the Redskins, I'm nervous every time we play the Redskins. And we're like, we playing the Redskins? Man, they ain't got nothing. I'm like, yeah, but the Redskins, I don't know. It's something about the Redskins that it just freaks me out and I hate them. The Eagles aren't my number one hate either. The Eagles, I hated Donovan McNabb, I hated Andy Reid and all those. You know, there's been people there that I've hated, but not like Redskins. Shango, who do we need to pay first next year? That's Hardy. Let me get that straight. No, let's take care of Crawford first and get Crawford in on a very good contract, and then take care of Hardy. If we can. Hardy's gonna be way expensive. Way expensive. When Haley showed Gregory a little move, Gregory used it on Smith and won, and Haley yelled at Smith, "You got owned, son." Nice. Brad Sham said he wasn't told about being on the special before 2 days ago in the NFL Network sloppiness. Oh, come on, Brad, you getting prime time, action right now. Don't be dogging NFL Network. Christy says, I hate the Eagles, but I hate the Giants most of all. Christy, most of the YouTubers hate the Giants most of all, and they hate them mainly because of the guy who was in the room a couple of nights ago, Coppizzle, when he was in here trolling or whatever. Yeah, so all the YouTubers, all the Cowboy fans, all of us that came from YouTube, the majority of them hates the Giants. Because the Giants fans got on our nerves more than the Skins fans. Micah Dyke, you remember him, more than the Skins fans, and not more than the Eagles fans. We got John Elmo, I forgot about that. So the Giants and the Eagles. Joy says, I got Darren going for 1,000, then getting injured. Gabe said, I hate the Eagles more than anyone with their bounty game. Oh man, that was horrible. I remember that. The Buddy Ryan running out on the field, man. The Buddy Ryan years were horrible. I hated them then. I really hated them. Eagles for Keith Huckadoo. Is Mincy's situation okay now? Yeah, Chase. I'm worried about Mincy not making a football team, to be honest. He's gonna have to really play up to par and make sure he's significantly better than these other guys, and that he can handle the new position of defensive tackle that he's going to be playing a lot when Hardy comes back. So Mincy, I think he put a spotlight on him, by holding out. So we'll see. Fat Boy Review says he's a Jet fan. He'll hate the Giants for it. We've been talking about that Jets-Cowboys matchup, Fat Boy, and if you're a Jet fan, you remember Revis versus Dez last time, and Dez owned Revis until Revis started getting under Dez's skin. So we'll see if that strategy will work this year, Mr. Fat Boy Reviews. We'll see. The good guys will win this time. No, I'm not. I think RG3. I don't think RG3 is going to be anything. What scares me about the Redskins is their commitment to the run. And when you got a commitment to the run, and your run game works and you play good defense, it really doesn't matter who you got quarterback. Case being, who did they beat us with? Colt McCoy? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff and they always have a game plan for us. They always do. Chris Hall, if I remember, man, I'll go through these comments after. If so, I'll sub you. How worried should we be about our secondary? Not at all. Secondary is wonderful. Secondary is wonderful, you ask me. Ooh. We got some action going on. Derek Johnson says our run game will be good. The only thing that concerns me is Randall picking up the blitz because I think McFadden and Dunbar can do it. Yeah. Picking up the blitzes, we talked about that yesterday. We've seen how a running back or a fullback missing a block could kill Tony Romo. We've experienced that before. We don't want to do that again. How much would you like to spend an afternoon in the virtual quarterback program that the Cowboys have been running? What is it? The virtual quarterback program. I'm going to, hey, send me a link, Ohio Cowboy. Neurosis Lewis. Yeah, great way to use picks to get an O-line. Like, it's a good thing my Falcons took. Oh, you're another Falcons fans. We have a few Falcons fans that come in here. Took Jake Matthews before y'all could get him. Yeah. The Falcons, Tevin Coleman. You took Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman was one of the guys that we were seriously looking at, and a lot of the Cowboy fan base really wanted that dude. So I'm interested to see that. And also, I got the Falcons on. I'm in another Madden league also, and on that Madden league, I have the Falcons.
You live?
Yes, I'm live.
You remember when y'all thought y'all was gonna get Adrian Peterson?
Get out of here.
Viking for life.
And she's doing that in my man cave. That was horrible. That was horrible. Randy Gregory is our best pass rusher, hands down, and Hardy is the most disruptive, and Lawrence is a nice mix. So, yeah, that's a good. That's go limitless. That's a good explanation. I think Hardy is just unchained energy. Bye.
I will wear my Vikings jersey to every
Bye.
Cowboy game. Adrian Peterson.
Bye. Boy, we wish we had Adrian Peterson. That kind of hurt. Boy, we wish we had Adrian Peterson. And now he's not going to be a Cowboy, ever. Cooling Hall said, the matchup I'm looking forward the most is Dallas O-line and the Eagles front seven. Yeah, mine is the Redskins front seven, but here I got Redskins again. But the Redskins front seven is they built up a nice front seven in this offseason. See what's going on here.
Let's see the pass rush drill. And
Pass rush drill.
The
Hold on. Pass rush.
Guys and
Pass rush
in
drill.
the first week you can't. Usually you'll get one-on-one, and it looks like they are going to start off on the right side with Randy Gregory and Tyron Smith. Oh, they got a combo.
Okay, so they're going to practice what we call defensive games or stunts, all right? A T-E twist or an E-T twist. Okay, so you got the tackle in the end, and this they're going to have a little spin move on the inside. What you don't want in this, you don't want to be the quarterback there, because every now and then you're going to get hit.
And that's why the quarterback is the equipment manager, Mike McCord. They don't have a real quarterback back there. But you saw 98 was Tyrone Crawford, and he's going to have a good year. And DeMarcus Lawrence was defensive end number 90. So now they switch out, and 76 is Greg Hardy. And he is coming at the right end, and you see him come up to the inside. And
Leary
put him on his back.
Leary!
He's trying to hang on to that spot, fighting off the rookie Lyle Collins, and he's done a nice job. Now, Greg Hardy, he missed last season, so he's going to be a little rusty. You can't do this in your backyard when you're at home, okay? You can lift weights and you can do some drills, but you can't get T-E stunts and you can't get live contact. You got to remember, they just put the pads on a couple days ago. You don't get this in OTAs either. Mm-hmm. So Greg Hardy's going to be a little bit rusty, but what an acquisition that was for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be terrific for them. Remember, he's going to miss the first 4 games.
He's a guy, though, and I've noticed this watching all of their practices. Somehow, he's so powerful. His legs and trunk are so powerful that when he is on the field, especially in the team period, Mooch, it's hard to take your eyes off him.
Yeah, he's got good hands, he's got good feet, he's very strong, he has good short area quickness, and he comes with an attitude, Now
that number 93 that you just saw, this is a guy who, his name is, Ben Gardner from Stanford. He was a 7th round pick a year ago, drafted low because he was hurt, missed the entire year with a shoulder injury, great speed, real blue collar work ethic, and they had Anthony Spencer, a former #1 pick.
Not there anymore.
Didn't sign him. He signed with the Saints, and Gardner's trying to take his spot, and he's having a real good camp.
Well, that's the competition, because when you have offensive linemen, the same 5 guys, you want them to start the whole year and play every snap, right? That's totally different with defensive line. If you're a 4-man front team, you're going to rotate in 8
Dunbar getting
bodies
X-rayed.
and have 8 active. Usually you just suit up 7 offensive linemen for a game, and one guy's got to back up a couple spots. And so they've got to find their best 8 at not only rushing the passer, but stopping the run as well. And they've got a good group this year.
And as you mentioned, they only put on pads on Saturday. Today's Wednesday. I might be wrong, but I think this is the first day that they are running the games in the pass rush drill. It's been just one-on-one for them the first few days in pads.
Yeah, and this is part of the progression. The first part of it is one-on-one, a nose against a center, an end against a tackle, that sort of thing. Now you progress into using a tackle and an end, running these TE stunts, and then eventually you'll end up with 4 guys, running all kinds of games and some stunts, and then you'll get into your blitz periods, adding linebackers to the thing.
RG3 is a one-hit wonder. Yeah.
How adept the offensive linemen are picking up the switches and the pass-offs.
Well, that's where linemen have to work together. It's not a one-on-one career. They're always working with the people to their
Greg,
the right guard tackle here.
Tyron is not letting Greg do anything.
Tyron Smith.
Against the rook from LSU.
No, Tyron Smith is the
Tyron
Pro Bowl.
Smith.
Whoa!
So that's the kind of thing that's worth the price of admission.
Yeah, and you know what? There's Rod Marinelli with the sunglasses, even though he doesn't need sunglasses right now. The clouds are coming over. But Rod Marinelli coaches these guys hard, Brad. And he's going to be in their face from the time they step out of bed in the morning, and he's going to get the most out of these guys.
You coached with him at Cal, did you say?
So, yeah, University
I
of
like the
California,
intensity of these practices. I love it. I love it.
Carpool
It's a
together to work.
He wasn't intense driving to work, was he?
Well, we wouldn't let him drive very often either, because and sometimes he would drive and he'd stop for gas, and he would only put $5 of gas in the car. It's like, Rod, why don't you fill it up? Well, because it's going to change price tomorrow.
So he is a former Marine, Marinelli.
Yeah, Vietnam.
And he is a student of all kinds of history, football history, military history. You know what he did for his summer vacation this year?
What?
Went to Normandy.
The foundation,
Went
you're
to
absolutely
Normandy
right. The
because he
Giants are our
wanted to
main
learn
competition
about
because of the
D-Day
Super Bowl.
invasion, and he came back
Woo!
with stories about sacrifices made in the military
Big Gardner!
that he has
Big Gardner! Big Gardner! That was nice!
He's a guy that, for his generation, to relate to these young players in a certain way, he's a very unique individual. He's been a coordinator, he's been a D-line coach, he's been a head coach, he's been a soldier. This guy has done it all, and he gains the respect of everybody that he coaches.
And that
Trolling wife, you're right, though, Limitless. She's a troll.
That's Mark Colombo,
Yep.
who's a fascinating story to me. He was a #1 pick of the Chicago Bears. He had a horrible knee injury.
Yeah.
When Bill Parcells was coaching in Dallas, he took a chance on Colombo. He took him off the street. He basically gave him a red shirt year. Colombo went
What's
on
up, Peter?
to really make himself a very good offensive
That was
tackle,
messed up.
commensurate with his ability that made him a first-round pick. Finished his career 4 years ago in Miami. He tried scouting last year. He's on the scouting staff. Now he is working with Frank Pollock and Steve Loney on the offensive line staff.
Yeah, I had Frank Pollock in San Francisco, and it's good guys that love to coach. You can see him passing off.
Do I think we'll get revenge when we play the Packers? Yes.
Very important part of football
Yep.
is to
I
rush
think
the
we'll beat the
passer
Packers.
and protect the quarterback.
We'll be so
Now
ready for
that's
that game,
the
it's
big guys
ridiculous.
in the trenches, and these
What's
guys
up, Angel
love to
Days?
it, and look at these guys. They'd stay there all day and do this drill.
Angel, talking
And
about this drill is beautiful.
all day if you let him. Now you saw Frank Pollock giving some. Now this is a backup
There it is.
line, and there's the game.
Those are 2 tackles on
Big
the
Gardner,
inside.
I'm liking you.
Stunt. One guy's
I'm liking
crossing
you,
the
Big
center
Gardner.
space, and here comes the other guy around the side. So the guards and the center all have to learn how to pass this game.
There you go, that GA
And
boy.
again, I'm pretty sure this is the first day in training camp that these particular drills have been used during the
breacher alarm, exactly. Cowboy Nation, Brian. When my wife opens the door, there should be a breach alarm.
Now,
Exactly.
Hardy and
Intruder.
Smith again.
Intruder.
And I'll tell you, when you see a guy like Smith, who's a two-time Pro Bowler now,
Lawrence.
the Hardy, who's
DeMarcus Lawrence.
pass rusher.
I hadn't seen much out of Lawrence, and every time I've watched him in practice, I need to see
This
more.
is how guys get better. You practice every day against somebody that's good. And when you have Pro Bowler against Pro Bowler, boy, that's what brings out the best in you. You'll see that, here we go again. This is a straight rush, just a straight rush. It's like Tyron Smith won that battle.
He's
But look at-
getting you.
look at-
Hardy mad, boy.
And you'll see the same thing when you go one-on-one against a corner and a wide receiver. They want to run.
Tyron looks
against the best
unbeatable
guy.
now.
I want to see a
He
rookie
looks
out there.
unbeatable.
I want to see the best guy so I can prepare myself against the top competition.
Number 70, Zach Martin, who was All-Pro as a rookie at right guard. 72 in the middle is Travis Frederick. He's the Pro Bowl center, picking up the spin move from the defensive tackle.
Yeah, there's his strength. Travis Frederick from University of
This is
Wisconsin.
so awesome.
You have
This is
Zach
so
Martin
awesome.
from Notre Dame. He made the Pro Bowl as a rookie. That's the first Cowboy lineman rookie ever to make the Pro
Coleman.
Bowl.
Better than I think they knew he was going to be. They were happy to draft him. See the competition. It just keeps going on right
Yeah,
there.
every now and then you get a little fight in this drill too, I'll be honest with you.
I saw it was this drill that I was watching last Saturday, and I said there's some people standing around me just watching the competition. I said there's going to be a fight next week. And
Me too, Flyboy 24
and
DB.
Tyler Patman was the next day.
Jones should play free safety.
That fast. Now, when you coach,
We look good at
did
corner.
Was there any part of you that wanted that to happen? You don't want it to go on, but any part of you that said, okay, good, let's let that come out.
You wanted your team to have.
Hardy, I'm just going to get with real time,
Very
guys,
competitive.
and try to keep up with you guys in real
all the
time.
when you hit the practice field. Now, you certainly don't want a passive sort of okay, anything's okay kind of attitude out there. You want them to. This is a very.
J.J. Watt can't
You got-
sack Romo.
You got guys. There's the next game. It's an ET stunt.
We were talking about that play yesterday too, Chris.
Nice job passing that off. But tempers are gonna flare now and then. And then usually it's quick because they keep their helmets on.
Yeah, Xavier Collins. It would have been nasty if we got AP.
And on you go.
Oh, it would have been
Very
nasty.
seldom do you see it get carried into the locker room or off the field at all.
And I was
Because,
trying not to get
the guys
caught
know
up in
that
the AP
tempers
stuff,
are
but
flared now and then out there.
I
and
did.
Done.
Now, number 71, who you see on the left side of your screen, that's Lyle Collins, who Steve was talking about before. From LSU, the Cowboys were incredibly fortunate to have him not be drafted because of some really unfortunate personal circumstances. And then they did a heck of a sales job and signed him as a first-round talent that you got as a free agent.
I had Lyle Collins in the Under Armour All-American game when he was coming out.
Gardner's making some noise. Yes, Blue Star for life. Yes, he is.
Quite a kid, quite a player at that time, very highly recruited.
Hello, Hunter Rossini.
You just knew that
Rossoni.
he was going to be in the NFL someday soon, 3 or 4
Well,
years.
with Hardy
from
getting
then.
hauled by
And he
Smith,
played tackle,
with Fester, and he plays
for
the
his
real
career
game.
down there.
Exactly.
And, he could play
That's all. It's
tackle.
just making Hardy
He's
madder
that
and
guy
madder
right now.
and madder.
But you don't need him at tackle. You got 2 veteran tackles here in Dallas with Doug Free and Tyron Smith. So you move him inside the guard where he'd be able to play a little bit sooner. Compete right now pretty much with Ron O'Leary. But Ron O'Leary's not going to give up that job.
Nestor,
He's a
Bravo,
good player.
refresh your browser because it might be still doing something different.
Condition.
Yeah, but I've got it in HD
In
now.
Memphis, and they said someday
It's back in 720.
these knees are going out on you. He's number 65, and he's back in the. So the question was, well, what's the gamble? If we take he was about a 3rd or 4th round pick according to most evaluators. They said these knees are going to go out on you at
Good
some
thing,
point,
Nestor.
but it might be 10 years from now, or it might be next year. The Cowboys gave him a pretty good bonus for a free agent, but they got a very powerful man to step into their offensive line by the 2nd year.
I do too, Dirk the Jerk. I was
He
like,
was starting, and they are very happy with him, and that was a gamble that was worth taking. That was a total risk-reward kind of thing, and the reward so far has outweighed the risk.
When you draft or you sign any of these guys, there's a football.
Randy Gregory, Rookie of the Year candidate. I hope so, Cam. I really do. Who is 93? That's Ben Gardner, Roger Mendoza. Yeah, he's doing great.
Trains and how many times he practices. And
If we make the playoffs, do you think we can get a wild card bye? I don't know. Green Bay and Seattle seem like two of the best teams in the league, but Seattle has a hard division. What's up, ESPN? ESP Ben?
With some of these guys, if you want to elongate their career.
Now, in a couple of minutes, we're going to be...
Who wins the fight, Hardy or Smith? Hardy. I think Hardy wins.
And if you just joined us, welcome.
Pizza Hut, Django, live stream. Love it.
In Oxnard, California. And you should know that
Cabarron Jones become the next Darren Woodson. I hope so, Christy. I want to know how physical he is. We'll see that.
Another practice tomorrow, their third in a row in pads, which will be the longest stretch so far in camp. Then they have a schedule.
What did Kelly Osborne say, Coffee Table?
Now they're on the 7-day clock for the first
Top 5 D-line. Now, I can't go that far yet.
Thursday night, so 9 and 82.
Oh, no Romo today?
Yeah, they're in pajamas today. Why not? They both came in here in 2003.
Yeah, that's true.
We've been through this quite a few times. So,
Lyle Collins will
practices now.
be fine to fill the holes when Doug Free or Leary gets injured and needs to sit out for a few weeks. Exactly. It's depth, go limitless. It's awesome depth.
For several weeks straight, all right? During the season, we're limited with how much...
Woodson was faster and had an LB. Yeah, that's true. That's why I said I need to know about Byron's physicalness, because I know Byron's tall, but I don't know about him being built like a linebacker like Woody was.
The schedule is now. It's a matter of resting the older guys. Any kind of... Tony had back surgery, all right? So why try to make it sore?
What corner do I think will surprise you? Will surprise me? Mo?
Is enjoying a day like today.
If Mo plays wonderful, it would surprise me, and it's a surprise I'm looking for. I don't know how you can look for a surprise, but it is.
Jason Witten will not come off the field.
Yeah, I've always found that the guys, your veterans that are your great...
Could Romo play better than Peyton Manning? No, I don't think so.
And they do
Well, I don't know. Maybe this year, because Peyton Manning might not be, healthy.
But we've seen other quarterbacks, whether it's Ben or whether it's Carson Palmer, take days off already. Let the other guys get some snaps. Jason Witten will...
What's up, Brandon Hall?
So this is going to be a little bit of...
I'm rooting for Mo too, big time, Rashawn.
Team period. So that's the first team offensive line in the white shirts on the right of your screen.
How do I see the Cowboys in 5 years? Any rings? No, I think we're gonna have a seamless transition because of our offense and defensive lines. They're young and they're paid.
Well, yeah, and we'll talk about this play.
Coffee Table said he gave up on Mo. Any concern on Dan Bailey missing those big time field goals? I know. If we see that again, Tyler, then I'm really concerned. But he's been too solid for me to worry about him now.
And the first day of practice, first 2 days of practice mandated no pads. So they have a walkthrough in the morning. Now remember, Des Bryant was in a contract deal and he was not in.
Could Romo get regular season MVP with a better season than last year? Again, Josh, I have to bring up that bad man in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. You're going to have to get him hurt too, because he's definitely going to have a good year.
I saw him jump in the huddle and I realized this is the first time he's been in a huddle with you.
Our secondary does look scary good.
He spoke to and tapped hands with every player in the huddle, and you can see that all of this stuff. He was ready to go.
What's up, Robert Brown?
Again, the guy loves to play football, and so...
Damian Wilson changed his number to 57.
You see, it's not full scrimmage, they're not tackling the backs.
That must be him right there.
Joseph Randall right there. I don't know if Lance Dunbar is going to participate.
Man, I'm ready to see Damian Wilson in action. That's for sure.
We'll see if he participates in here or not.
And we were told that Randall went in, Dunbar, after twisting his ankle, went in to get some treatment. They didn't think it was terribly serious.
Yeah, I don't care about MVP either, Robert Thomas. Give me a reign.
So Randall will get a few.
Give me a reign.
And then they go to one of the younger backs. This is still the first team.
Oh, what do I think of the pass rush rotation with Hardy, Lawrence, and Gregory? I can't wait for it. That's why I said if we get other teams in passing situations, we're good.
To the quarterback with a script. This is a drill where they're actually going to move the ball.
Gaptar.
It's practice not just for the players, it's practice for the coaches too, Brad, because they are actually sending...
I would love that Super Bowl, Josh.
They are
Steelers versus Cowboys. Oh, it would bring back the old school. Oh, it would bring back the old school.
Situational football. They're hoping to get a short...
Byron Jones is looking good, we them boys. He's looking very good.
Where they can put their 4 wide receivers in their sub.
I'm ready for Sean Lee, too.
And even Dan Bailey, who had an exceptional...
Should I rant again about how Sean Lee needs to go back in the middle?
He's got a little bit of a win.
More or less interceptions for Romo this year? I have to go with more. Definitely more. Last season it was just awesome, but because we ran the ball a lot more than we're probably going to run the ball this year.
Think of it'll happen in a game gets practiced out here.
And they're practicing personnel groupings, okay? There's a coach on the sideline on offense and defense substituting personnel groups.
38-34 season opener. They ain't going to score 34 points on us, Cowboy Nation.
11, 12 personnel languages.
I say 38-6.
2 tight ends, 2 backs, and they have to substitute accordingly. You got to make sure that 11 guys on the field.
Exactly, we heard another rant.
To come off, all of those things.
Yeah, who's wearing 54?
Like this,
Jasper, okay.
For both sides of the ball, you're going to have dime package, nickel package on defense, and then you're always ready for punt return and field goal block. So this is a very valuable drill for coaches and players to. This is
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Robert Brown. Dan Bailey has been so good. We should give him the benefit of the doubt.
Young backups. So Lynch Seastrunk from Baylor's number 30 just carried the ball.
How much should Lee play? I don't know. I just think last year was a freak accident with Sean Lee. It wasn't his body breaking down or his body taking too much punishment. It was an injury that happened in OTAs when you're the freshest. You know what I'm saying? There's been no wear and tear on your body right there. So it had nothing to do about him taking too many hits and all that kind of stuff. It was a fluke injury. No, I heard they wasn't letting Romo play today, which makes me mad.
In a training camp now, so they always carve out some time for the youngsters at the end of practice like this.
Beautiful day for the Dallas Cowboys training camp.
Yeah, it's going to be cold.
With Steve Mariucci,
You got more balls than me, David, going to Buffalo.
Back to the NFL Network in Los Angeles.
Coach
Nice. You miss team time, don't you? You do.
That's the best part of practice that you're going.
Lord Stark says, I'm one of those guys who think letting Murray go will show to be a big mistake. With that being said, I run a game doesn't prove so $1,500. Blame it on Stephen Jones? Yeah, I guess so, man, because I was talking to somebody today. I really think DeMarco Murray always thought he was going to be a Cowboy, and I think Jason Garrett kind of thought that they were going to get it done with DeMarco Murray. But when it didn't get done, or it didn't even get close to getting done, then it's got to go in the front office.
Best practice, even if you're doing 7-on-7 and it's just passing out of team, because quarterbacks have to see about alignment, they got to see windows, they got to see bodies in the way. I think for a quarterback, you can't get any better than the actual being in upsetting. I mean, I let them drill.
Yeah, Romo does get too much heat.
As a former O-lineman, the sweat factor right now.
Yeah, we're listening to what happened. He just got hurt, so we're listening to see how bad it is.
So this is optimal time for a full practice.
Yeah, Romo don't really need to practice until until right before the third preseason game. I think that's the game where the starters play at least the first 3 quarters. You know what? Tyron Smith jersey, Rashawn. Tyron Smith jersey. I might be getting one of those too. Now, thank you for that. You know, I base my Cowboy jersey buying skills on longevity. Like I knew Sean Lee was gonna be with the Cowboys for a long time. Greg Hardy, I want a 76 jersey so bad, but I might be spending all that money for a year, or for a jersey for a year. You know, I can't, and then I won't be able to wear a guy who, especially if he goes to like a Redskins or Eagles or somewhere like that, I can't wear a Greg Hardy jersey no more, so I have to totally get rid. No, actually, I have to burn it or something, you know? So, Tyron Smith jersey, that's smart, very smart. I think Tony Romo got his fair share of credit last year. Tony Romo, and I've said it so many times, Tony Romo gets way more credit sometimes and way more blame sometimes. He's the most polarizing quarterback I've ever seen in my life. So, like for instance, the Seattle game, when he threw the ball to wherever he was throwing and Terrence Williams wouldn't got it, you know? So certain people call him out on this stuff, but still, he can win it all. I was telling my friend Tony Romo is the one guy on the team that we cannot lose. We can lose. We can take a hit on Dez for a little bit. We can take a hit at running back for a while. We can do anything. But without Romo, it ain't gonna happen. If Dallas brought back Murray, Hardy isn't on the team. That's true. But that's true. But we only got Hardy for a year. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's going to be smarter to go if we can develop DeMarcus for our salary cap. Smarter for our salary cap. If we can develop DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory and make those two quality ends in the league, and they're both on rookie contracts. So that's smarter when you're thinking about the cap. I have a Darren Woodson jersey. No. Yeah, I do. I have a Darren Woodson jersey. What do I think about CJ2K on the Cowboys? I'm going to Seattle this year. Dang, I forgot. I didn't miss that other question. Y'all coming too fast for me. And you're doing all the typing, so I got to respect you and answer it. What do I think of CJ2K on the Cowboys? He will replace McFadden. If McFadden can't make it, I would want CJ2K. If we can somehow keep Hardy, it'd be crazy if we can keep Hardy. Shango, do I attend any home games this year? Yes, I'm going to Seattle. And if you want to go to that Seattle game with me, 1-800-6-Cowboy. It's the company is called Sports Connection. That's who I will be with. I will be partying with them. I'll be traveling to the game with them. I'll be tailgating with them. I'll be with Sports Connection. 1-800-6-Cowboy. Boom. I love commercials. Do I think Carolina will give us a trouble with Thanksgiving? Yes, Josh. Carolina, Seattle, there's teams out there that's starting to play big boy football. And that's Seattle. Seattle, they changed their team around a little bit. And now their wide receivers are really big. And Jimmy Graham is really big. Carolina also, they play big boy football. They got some big receivers. Like they got some real big receivers. You know, and a big quarterback. So, yeah, Carolina's going to be a little bit of trouble. I've been wanting the new jerseys for so long, Nestor. I couldn't put my faith in Brandon Wheaton either, Connor. See, I'm with you. It'd be just a shock to my system if Wheaton took over this team and did something great. There's a cartoon that sums up Romo's hate perfectly. The team moves out of the way of the defense and let the defense kill Romo. Tony, what is it like being the worst person ever? Tony's alright. Yeah, he used to get worse. He used to get it worse back in the day than he gets it now. If people are talking trash about Tony Romo now, they don't really make too much sense. You know, back 4 or 5 years ago, then you had arguments. But right now, he's a legitimate good quarterback. I mean, you can't take that away from him. If there was one position I could upgrade right now, what would it be? Running back. I hope you didn't say except for running back. Wow, how'd y'all go so fastly? So fastly. What is that? You see how ripped Woody is? Yeah, I did, Ohio Cowboy. Hardy's been shut down by Tyron. I think I said it in my video. Hardy hadn't played in a long time, and he got to get his legs back underneath him. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Jordan. And I did make the Jordan reference in the video. What's up, Mr. Dunn? I noticed the boys haven't beaten the Chargers in forever in preseason or regular season. What's up with that? They need to go down there and doing well. Maybe it's the philosophy of the two teams. I think some teams play harder in the preseason, but the regular season, Mr. Dunn, it was the fault of Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers has turned into a really good quarterback. In that game versus us, he ripped us apart. He did, so I have to put that on Phillip Rivers. What about Ray Rice? Nah, Robert Brown. I can't take that. I can't have that. Hardy is rusty. Exactly, Edmar. Will I come to the Cowboys versus Giants? No, I don't. I like to hear Cowboys Nation, Blaine. I like this. I like that. Look. Yeah, no to Ray Rice. Shango, what do you think about our new defensive back Byron Jones? I'm hearing great things, Cruz. Absolutely great things, and he's being moved around perfectly. So everything about Byron Jones is great so far. Please stop with the Ray Rice questions. Thank you, Dream. Appreciate that. What I think about Steven Jackson reaching out to the Cowboys? I think I'm not thinking about Steven Jackson. I think he's done. A Crawford jersey is good, Brandon Hall. Very good. Let me answer all these questions, and then we're gonna call it. No, we got 10 more minutes. How did they go to the Giants? Hold on. Why are they this is the Cowboys time. Why are they putting the Giants on my TV during the Cowboys time? That's some NFL Network crap right there. You're right. NFL Network and their crap. They throw the Giants on there. They had the Giants on there all day. Will Romo get a ring? Yes, Toe Jam. We will. One of these years. He's got 3 years. One of them, we're going to get it. Yeah, True. Yeah, Seattle wide receivers are about around 6'4", 6'5". I know one of them is 6'5". Jamal Charles behind this line. Ridiculous, Robert. Ridiculous. Who makes the first Pro Bowl this year? I think Lee becomes the top 3 linebacker. Me too, Lord. Shango here. Have you met with any of the current Cowboy players? I don't go down there as much. I mean, back in the day, I did with Romo and T.O. and Sam Hurd. All them guys. But these guys, I stay away. Have you ever seen Greek fans? No. I wish we had Luke Kuechly too. I wanted him so bad in that draft. Devin Street came up limping. Really excited, Xavier. Really excited about Gregory. Exactly. He get a little more weight and because he's to me, Gregory is kind of like Hardy. George Farmer, I'm looking at too, Alexis. I want Woody's workout plan too. Our defensive line is learning a lot. You're exactly right. The AFC East is going to be very tough. It's not going to be like the AFC South. It's nowhere near. Third rounder for Lamar Miller. I'm with it. Who made that suggestion? King Q? Yes, sir. Third rounder for Lamar Miller. Let's go do it. What's up, Sammy? I don't have a second favorite team, Christopher Hall. It's all about the Cowboys. The Giants, Cam. That was so cruel. That was so cruel. ESPN wins, hands down. ESPN wins. Yes, I hadn't seen it, Magic Toaster. You talk about it every day. Magic Toaster, tweet it to me or Facebook it to me so I can see it. If you guys want me to see something or whatever, please tweet it to me or Facebook it to me, and then I'll look at it. Otherwise, I'll forget about it. Romo deserves a win. Yeah, he does. What was that about Crawford? Sam Hurd doing about the same time as Hernandez. That's funny, Lord Stark. If Crawford has a breakout year and everyone thinks he will have, we'll be able to sign him to it. Yeah, we better sign. If he has a breakout year, we need to sign him. Or sign him as soon as we can if we see it. They trying to remind us of the Beckham catch. Exactly, Death Star Omega. Exactly, Death Star Omega. That's exactly what we're saying. It's still the Cowboys' time, and I always say six wide receivers, but the last wide receiver better be very versatile. How much would it keep Hardy in the offseason? Cam Hellman. Go look at Justin Houston's contract, and Hardy's going to get something similar to that. It's going to be ridiculous. Oh, Robert Thomas, I hope you're right on that. 12 sacks for DeMarcus Lawrence, that'll be beautiful. Okay, we're winding up to the end. Sup, Dev Star? Who would be the best for guarding Jimmy when we play the Seahawks? I just talked about that, Toe Jam, Go Ham. They're moving Byron Jones down to a linebacker position, and Byron Jones is taking the tight end on one-on-ones. So I think Byron Jones is the best person to be going one-on-one against Jimmy Graham because of the height. But I don't know what you can do against Jimmy Graham. If Sean Lee gets injured again, knock on wood, would it be time for him to go? Don't say that, Sammy. Don't say that. Ware really deserves a ring. Yeah, he does. Run a Facebook group with about 9,000 members. I don't know how. Hit me up on my page. Talk to me because I don't know how much time I have or whatever. But hit me up, Cowboy Nation Blade. And you might can help me out on Facebook because I'm kind of dumb. I need some help. Jimmy Graham is soft, but Jimmy Graham is big. If Hardy does well, he's probably gonna hold out. You're right. And you said versatile. Yep. And fifth or sixth is going to be Antoine Goodley. He can be the punt returner too. Yep. And do some things in special teams. Exactly right. Yeah. I'm not worried about Hardy in the least bit. In the least bit. Yeah, guarding Jimmy Graham is hard. I am keeping my eye on Gus Johnson, Blue Star for life. Odell Beckham pushed off on that touchdown. No, he didn't push off. He actually grabbed and threw him down. What are they talking about here?
A great cut by DeMarco Murray. That vision is what he's going to succeed with in Philly because he's a one-cut back. Now here's a Travis Frederick, the center.
Thank you, Moan.
Right here. This movement right here allows DeMarco to press the hole. He does a great job of being patient. Watch him press this hole. He presses it. The center's reaching, press it. Now he cuts back because the backside left guard tackle.
Randall is great at that. Randall is great at that. That play, Randall is great at that.
All right, still ahead of one-on-one chat with Russell Wilson. Has he erased that INT from his memory bank? And more from Oxnard. You can be the judge. Is it the running backs? Is it the offensive line? Romo and Whitner sitting out.
Powell versus Baca. All right.
More practice coming up.
At least they said more practice coming up, so we'll see. They got 3 more minutes. I wonder if they go past the hour. We tried to spike the ball and Crawford picked it off. That's funny.
Double it up this summer with a hot deal from McDonald's. The 250 double combo.
Yeah, me too. I think that's what we might do tomorrow. No, tomorrow I think that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll either do that tomorrow or I think we'll do that tomorrow. I think we'll watch Randall's video tomorrow. It's like a 15-minute video of his runs. Yeah, what number is it? Does anybody know what number Gus is?
And now, KBB.com has a whole new way to help you decide on your next new car.
I don't mind it. I don't mind people. I don't mind veterans sitting out at this point. Kenneth.
Insurance and gas.
Yes, I'm going to do the blue and white scrimmage live. Yes. Sammy, I said the same thing. What is Mike doing up there?
The cars are considering.
Jeez.
KBB.com.
He embodied the silver and black, earning the title of Mr. Raider.
Tim on the football field is like...
Yeah, that didn't make any sense, Sonny. Sending Mike up there and Mariucci,
Now,
our enemy.
excellence has landed him.
Come on, man.
I just want to play the best football I can play, and to end up hitting, it's just something that you can't even dream of.
What day is the Cowboys scrimmage? It's on Sunday, David Bauer.
Road to Kent, Friday at 10.
Gus is 37, all right. Gus is going to change that number of the season, I bet.
Without NFL.com fantasy football, what would friends talk about?
He was wearing a New York. Oh, man. What time the stream is going to start? When? Tomorrow the stream is going to start around 4 o'clock because that's what time practice is.
You never just get one offer. Go to lendingtree.com and shop multiple loan offers for free.
Great.
Yeah, could save thousands. We should probably buy you dinner. Papa's eating steak tonight.
At LendingTree, shop and compare loan offers from top lenders, and in just 5 minutes, you can save.
I can't see it now, Chris.
Place to shop for money.
I love data.
Somebody growing.
Yeah.
Michael should be talking to his boy. Yeah, exactly. His boy Dez.
They smart online tools.
Hey, Shango, you should let the afro grow out. No, man. Well, maybe. I'm letting the hair grow. I've got to go to a new barber in L.A. What's up, Ryan Mueller? Thanks, DC for life. Tweet it to me.
Fair price. Sure can. So I can get a faulty light switch fixed? Yeah. We'll make the backyard pizza. Oh yeah. You can almost taste it.
Irvin should be talking Cowboys, exactly. Who gets the most picks this year? Sean Lee or Scandrick? Next year, Ezekiel Elliott will be wearing number 35. Do you think Des Bryant will end up being better than Michael Irvin if he wins the jewelry? Michael Irvin was a part of the championship team. He was a vital member of that championship team. So as far as talent, Des is better. Sorry, Mike.
Send you back out to Oxnard, California, more with the Dallas Cowboys as they continue to.
I'll tweet you every day you have a show. Okay, Josh. All right, Cody. Thanks for coming by.
Take note of. In fact, it's time right now to refresh.
All right, we're going.
Presented by Coors Lighting. Today we're talking about the off-season moves of those Dallas Cowboys. There you go. They picked up Greg Hardy in free agency. Gary McFadden is currently on the pup list because of a hamstring.
Irvin has to go to multiple team. He will be in Oxnard on the 10th. I'm gonna try to go out there when Irvin's out there. Then
You've heard this before.
he's supposed to be with us, but NFL Network will push it back because they made the schedule before Des signed. I got you.
Gregory, unfortunately,
Cowboys are the best. Ryan Mueller.
drug test at the combine. That's why he slipped in the draft. Losses, obviously the big one there.
I don't know if I can like Randy Gregory anymore, Magic Toaster, but I can't wait to see it. We'll probably watch that tomorrow too if I love it.
The next season. So guys,
See you tomorrow at 4, Chris.
Off-season edition by the Cowboys. Sean O'Hara, what do you got?
They didn't wow me with free agency.
Greg Hardy.
So I'm going to start off with, I think Randy Gregory was a huge pickup for them because I think they needed help getting after the quarterback. They had to help out.
All right, guys.
By getting pressure.
They're just talking about stuff that we've talked. Yeah, they're done with practice. They're going in. No, they're not.
Two huge pickups, but
That's not live footage.
Signing Cole Beasley, he's not a new addition, but re-signing him. I think that's.
Well, we'll call it tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll watch footage.
But
Hush, Sean O'Hara.
production that he can-
Hush, Sean O'Hara. Tomorrow we will be watching the footage of Randall and seeing, what to expect from him this upcoming season. I can't wait for that. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.